If you would like to sponsor Replicon Radio, email us at Therepliconiswatching@gmail.com.
Yeah. What up, y'all? We're back. We're live. We're on air.
Airwaves are
The stream
live.
is back up on YouTube. There is a separate stream on the YouTubes now because it's segmented and whatnot.
It's
So
good.
all you live listeners, head on over to YouTube because YouTube's back.
They just did it for us, so we didn't have to worry about cutting and pasting. And
Right? It's
John
annoying
Logan.
live, but it works great for afterwards.
right.
Because you're like, man, I don't want to listen to these idiots talk. I just want to hear the guests.
Right.
You can go right to that.
All you gotta do is click the button.
You're welcome. We know you're not here for us, and that's okay. That's okay. And as mentioned at the top of the show, if you would like to sponsor, there's sponsorship opportunities available. It has been very successful in the past with lots of people, and it's super affordable, cheap. You got a record coming out, you want to promote that, you want to promote your business, you want to promote something, hit us up, Therepliconiswatching@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's that easy.
It really is. And if you're tuned in live, man, share this out. Let people know because we got special guests. We're not going to waste any more of your time.
Nope.
We're going to jump on into it because
Yep.
that's what we do. We just jump right into things.
Jump right in.
But yeah, man, give it up. Special guest on the line right now, our homeboy, Bvne.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up, brother?
not much. What's going on, guys?
Chilling, man. I have to apologize in advance. I have said your name wrong 1,000 times.
That's good.
Yeah, I've just been calling you Bvne for months.
Yeah,
What up,
it's one of those
Bvne?
things. Like if you're a fan, you'll know.
Right.
So I'm just an asshole. So I'm apologizing.
That's good.
That
That's all
Replicon
good.
Radio guy's an
Well, like-
idiot calling a Bvne.
I know we've met you like
Bvne.
shows at Carl's and a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And then we do a
Right.
show on Fridays where we talk about new releases. And obviously you've put out music, you've had collaboration. So like I talk about your music when it comes out, and probably no one could ever find you because I just say your name wrong. But I tell them how to I spell it too. So I'm like, it's
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's half of it. So
Yeah, at least you know what I mean. Knowing is half the battle. And now I know how to say. I should have known because I actually remembered when you went by another name, and
Right,
I'm just I don't put things together because I'm not very smart. So I'm apologizing to you as close to in person as I can get. Is what
it's all good. It's all good, man.
but either way, it still works. It's still I'm just dumb. It's not your fault. It's my fault. But that's what we're here
Clearly.
for. We're here. We want the people to get to know you, and we're also getting to know you. Even something as simple as learning how to pronounce your damn name.
Getting to
Right.
know you.
You pronounce my name Freaky P. If you didn't know, and his name across the room is Big Roo, and then we also have Dead Body Man, who will be back in just a minute, in case anybody out there wasn't sure. Because
You know how many times I get, what up, Big Ro? I'm like, boo. ROO. You take the B out of boo.
Ro.
And put Roo.
yeah,
But you call me Ro. Like, I don't get it.
no. That is what it is. But I want to welcome you officially to Replicon Radio, man. It's dope to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's
We're
awesome to be here.
So I don't know if you listen to the show or not, but like I said, we like to get to know people, man, and we find the best way to do that is to travel back in our, mythical DeLorean, if you will. We go back into time, way back, to the. You're probably not that old, so late '90s, early 2000s. As a young Bvne, growing up in Indiana, I believe. Like, what was
Correct.
kind of like your first soiree into music, just as a fan? Like, what was your parents listen to, just growing up? Just kind of, what was your interest in music, just as a youngin?
So I think my story's kind of weird. Like, nobody really in my family was super into music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my dad always listened to like classic rock, and my mom listened to like whatever was popular on the radio at the time. I probably didn't get into rap music like seriously. I think I was like maybe 12, and a stereotypical situation for a white kid in the Midwest, but I picked up an Eminem CD
Vanilla
at
Ice.
Target or something like that.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, that was probably my first foray into getting into rap music and shit like that. And then I don't know. Outside of that, I stumbled into underground music through Third Shift Entertainment because they're, you know, from my backyard. So all the Sick Side and I don't know. I don't even know whose name to say that I'm not gonna get.
No,
there's a lot of drama in that camp.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
yeah, through like Third Shift Entertainment, like Kilcha, I still talk to him. That's my main background, at least in rap music, and then I've always been into like a lot of like alternative and heavy metal and emo and a bunch of shit like that. So
Yeah, no, for sure. So was that? I mean, like before you went and picked up Bvne at your local Target store. I mean, is it just you were just like whatever was on the radio? It wasn't really like a
I've never gotten anything like deep. It, like it's just whatever my folks were listening to. So it was really just radio music until then. I think I remember listening to a lot of Bare Naked Ladies.
There you
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when they said underwear.
It's been.
you're right. Yeah,
Hell yeah. That is how you mold a child. I agree.
right.
So then you got into hip hop a little bit, and then obviously like in that time period, like the emo and the pop punk and stuff like that, I guess was really popular as well. Were you kind of more into that? I know that's kind of so. Like, what was kind of more of your interest just as a fan, and then like when you started, like, how did that lead into making music? Like, was that something you always wanted to do? Was like be in a band or be a rapper? Like, what was kind of the path that led you into making music for the first time?
It was going back to, Third Shift. I'd listened to somebody gave me a burnt copy of Rest in Peace Incision, his album The Verdict, and I learned that he was from my hometown. I was like, well, if somebody like this from here can do this, I can do this too. So I just, I like met with a friend. He sold me a Radio Shack mic and a bootleg copy of Acid Pro, and I started recording music on my parents' computer.
Oh wow. That's awesome though. There's not very many people that are actually like I mean, a lot of people are influenced by underground music, but not like straight like
Right.
This is the reason I make music is because it's so personal to me that someone down the street is literally doing it. Why can't I?
Right. Yeah.
So you were just like, shit, I could be a rapper. That's fun.
Yeah. And it's like I was the only kid in my middle school and high school that was like making music like that. And I don't know.
That's dope though.
Yeah.
So your first experience in making music at all was just like, I could be a rapper. It seems like it's something pretty obtainable because people in my city are doing it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So were you like writing, or did you have any? Did you like do poetry or write journals or any type of thing prior to that, or you just jump straight in like, I'm just gonna make up raps on the fly?
Yeah, from what I remember, I just kind of jumped straight in. Like I said, I just met somebody else from my city that was like trying to make music, and they kind of gave me the tools, and I think I probably stole a couple beats off of SoundClick back in the day, and then I got a copy of there's a video game for the Sony PlayStation 1 called MTV Music Generator, and I used that to make some of my first beats on my own. And I mean, they were trash, but that's all I knew what to do. So,
Hell yeah, no, I remember that thing. That wasn't the easiest thing to do, but
oh no, and I was just using the loops in it. Like I learned later on. Like I bought another copy of it, maybe a couple of years ago, and I actually got like the manual with it and everything. And I learned that there was like a piano roll in it, and I could have actually been like writing music instead of like just throwing loops together. So.
Hey, there's still time.
Yeah. There's like a whole like subgenre of people like on Bandcamp and stuff like that produce like albums just in MTV Music Generator from whatever 1999.
Oh, like still? That's
Yeah. I went and hung out with a guy maybe last summer, and like we were playing Magic the Gathering, and like he just turns on the PlayStation and starts playing the songs he made in MTV Music Generator. I'm like, this is wild.
Oh my god.
What am I doing?
That's so fucking awesome. Guy, if you're out there, let's be best friends. I totally want to hang out with that person. That sounds amazing.
Right.
I'm totally gonna like deep dive into some fucking Bandcamp MTV fucking production. God, that's amazing. So at the time, so when you were doing this, was it? I mean, did you ever think that, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to be a performer. I want to be a rapper. Or was it just like something you thought was cool and fun at the time?
Yeah, I think for the longest time, I just thought it was something cool to do. I mean, like I said, nobody around me was really doing it outside of, you know, in my circle, there were people from my hometown, but like I went to a school that was right outside of that. So nobody in that area was doing it. So I was kind of like unique for it, I guess. And,
yeah, especially
I don't know, I just
small towns.
kept on with that, I guess, like as a personality trait, maybe. I don't know.
You're like, oh, you're that rapper kid. You're like, yeah,
right, yeah.
I guess I am now.
Yeah.
Guess the fuck I am now. I got to maintain it.
Right.
That's fucking dope, though. So, I guess listening to music now and stuff, and we kind of touched on it, like, there was a lot of, like, other influences of, like, emo type. I hate that word, by the way, but
yeah,
it's, like, the only way to describe. And were you, like, wasn't there, like, a time you're, like, in bands? Like, did you sway towards that style of music for a while? Like, what was kind of the trajectory of, like, getting into music? Like, were you doing hip-hop and then you're like, oh, I kind of want to do this now? Or, like, what was kind of going on there?
Yeah, so, I mean, I did pretty much exclusively, like, rap music up from, like, when I was 14, and then, like, up until probably about 2012, I joined like a couple, like a hardcore band and a metalcore band, like at the same time, and then still trying to maintain rapping too. So I was like in both these bands, like doing screaming vocals instead of, you know, rapping. So
that's definitely a change of pace.
Yeah, definitely. And it was like, I think I started learning to do the screaming thing, kind of tying into like the fathers of emo rap because of Broken Side. And so I kind of started, I had some friends that were doing like the screamo rap stuff too. So I kind of, you know, I remember working at a Subway, and like after hours when everything closed, it was like 10 o'clock at night. Nobody in the surrounding buildings were there. I'd like practice my screams in the back of the Subway.
Fuck yeah.
And I did that for a couple of years, and you know, nothing ever like, I don't know, happened with any of the bands. One band kicked me out and left me at a venue, stranded. And then like another band like just dispersed, and because nobody cared. People would go to band practice and just want to play like Halo and Call of Duty instead of practice. So
yeah, that tends to happen a lot, especially, you know, at a younger age and whatnot.
Yeah, I think we were, you know, maybe 20, 21 in that one.
But you were doing like tours and stuff too, didn't you? Like back then?
Not really with the band stuff.
No.
But did a couple tours later on, like 2014, 15, that era. On my own and with Razakel, DJ'd for them for a whole tour and drove the tour around. But yeah, not a whole lot with bands. Not until, you know, now. I'm currently in a band called Normandy, and we're, you know, hopping around, you know. We just did a couple shows out of state, did a little weekend run up from the show here in Indianapolis, and then up in Michigan and Pennsylvania, and, you know, get back on Monday to go to the day job again. But
always fun.
Yeah.
That's cool though. So you're doing the band thing. Now is that like the screaming behind Subway type of band, or you doing more
like this band
rap?
It's kind of cool how I fell into it, because the band is like a mix of, it's like rock, almost metal, mixed with EDM, mixed with rap and hip hop. And they had a rapping vocalist that was quitting, and they're like, well, what do we do? I was like, well, I would kind of fit that role. So I tried out, and, you know, everything's gelled and meshed, and it's been, you know, really cool being able to work with a bunch of guys that are, you know, motivated and want to make this something that, you know, more than just a band that we play in somebody's basement. Like, it's actually cool having people that are motivated and want to make it more like a career than anything. So
no, absolutely. No,
so I'm
fresh.
Doing a little bit of screams in it, and like I get to fill a rap part with it too. So it's cool. It's a different sound, and I like it a lot.
That's awesome. So is that like is that something fairly new, being a member of that group?
Yeah, I officially joined the group back in October of 2021. So
Okay.
we're currently working on demoing new songs with my vocals and stuff in it. So I'm excited for that to get out there.
Yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, that's where I was getting at, because
Yeah.
obviously the former singer vocalist is the one on there now, but you can go see him live and you can see him perform those tracks and maybe some new ones. So that's fresh. So so with that stuff, like back in the past, doing a couple band things that didn't work out, and then you obviously you're probably just doing your own stuff anyway. Was there like a moment when you're like, I'm gonna start taking this serious? I'm gonna start releasing music. Like, how did it all come about from just like something you thought was cool to actually like putting your music out there, recording, and trying to get a name for yourself, I guess?
Well, I think I always had like that idea that that's something that I wanted to do, but never like put the effort behind it. Like I'd, press my own CDs up. Like I was pressing CDs up, the same stuff I started recording, the crummy recordings on Radio Shack mics and PlayStation Beats. So I'd always like, either try to, burn and pass out or sell CDs. I think I started taking it like more serious probably back in, it was probably post high school. It's probably around 2011, 2012. I fell in with this camp called Ushabu Records, and they were a group of guys that, there's a couple guys that are still active from that roster, but it's kind of dissolved. But they were, about getting out of the state and, doing shows in different states. So that was probably one of my first experiences of being able to, play to more people than, the same people that have seen me over and over again at whatever VFW hall, or if I was lucky enough to sneak into a bar before I was 21 and play at. So probably around then is when I started taking, rapping and making music seriously. And then a few years later, I started, I've always done my own beats, like I said, but I got more into like learning production and making stuff sound more professional, I guess.
Yeah, all them years of messing with the MTV and the Radio Shack, you're like, maybe I'm getting pretty good at this janky stuff. Maybe I should try it out for real.
Yeah, for sure.
So that just kind of started just for your own, just to make your own music. It wasn't like something you were like, I want to be a producer and sell music. You were just like, this is more like I need it, and I'm not buying it from people, so I got to learn. Right.
Yeah, initially, because when I got with Ushabu Records, they were all about like leasing professional sounding beats, and I was like, I got to play, I think I played, there were at least 2 shows where I remember that I had heard a beat that I had used, that somebody else had used at that show, and I'm like, okay, I can't have this happen anymore. I've got to, make something that's mine, so I'm not,
for sure,
getting my sound confused with somebody else or anything like that.
So, so when you started doing it, where did I used to go under the name Bvne?
Yeah.
Is that just based off of your name, or is that something?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. My name is Dylan Bane, and that's my clever way of shortening that. And of course, we see how I shortened it and made it different for SEO reasons, which didn't work out in my favor still, but
it made it easier to pronounce.
Huh?
I said it made it so much easier to pronounce with the upside down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's just because I'm
Bvne. Bvne, it was more when I was doing. I feel like I was doing more like of an indie hop thing. And I don't know. I was listening to a lot of Rhyme Sayers music, and I was like a rapidy rapper. I'm like, yeah, this kind of fits that. But then I kind of grew out of that and molded a different style, and I don't know.
No, it works. No, and I know. Like I said, it's just because I'm old that because now that I'm thinking clearly, I know it's an upside down A, and then
right.
That's what the kids do these days.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just old. But no, it's dope. Plus, it's a Batman villain as well, and that's always a good time. So then, so you mentioned it earlier. You went out, started doing tours and stuff. How did you end up linking up with Razakel?
So I know I met Razikel like back in 2007. I know she doesn't remember because that was like, I mean, that was way back. But later on, I was working with a little, I don't know what you want to call it, like a promotion company almost. And I was running sound for shows at mainly one bar out in Anderson, where I live, and I think we did a couple other spots, but I was like running sound, and this guy would book talent, and he'd book whatever tours that might be coming through. So we'd book like Scum, and I think we booked ABK once, maybe. Yeah, we booked ABK there. Yeah, that was interesting, and a few other names I can't remember. There were a lot of long smoking nights in those bars, but we booked. I think it was the second leg of the Children of the Grave tour, and I guess during that period of time, they were interested in working with the guy that I was working with, to have him be their manager. And long story short, that ended up backfiring, but it got me on the tour with him to help drive and DJ. That cut ties with the guy I was working with for understandable reasons. And I don't know. I was, you spend a month on the road with somebody, you get to know them, and become friends and everything. And that's that's kind of where our relationship blossomed, I guess, if you want to say that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so cute.
So you were out there driving and you were just DJing, like you were.
Yeah, I was mainly DJing, and then I heard you guys play it right before we popped up, but my homie Magic Deuce, he was on the tour as well. So I was, I performed with him. I did a lot of hype man stuff for him because we'd gone on tour for a little week run or something like that earlier that year, and he entrusted me to be his hype man, and I did that. We did a couple songs together and everything, so I was able to perform with him throughout most of that run.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I know you did. I can't remember, but I know you did some of the things that we hosted, like at Carl's Tavern and stuff with Raz, like Shrunken Head Fest, possibly, and I'm not even sure. Probably Nasty Bash, and all the Indiana crew kind of stick together out there. At least the ones I know.
Yeah. Right.
So that's dope. So you've been definitely. I mean, obviously you've been doing stuff for a long time, but like what you describe as your first EP just came out in 2019. Is that right?
Yeah, under the new moniker.
I got you.
I put out a lot of music under different names and different groups and stuff. But yeah, the first Bvne project, that came out July of 19 or so, is entitled "I Don't Want to Be Here," all one word, no capitals.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Like, that's emo as fuck.
I know. That was kind of my first foray into that. The first song that I wrote for it in that style was the single off of it or whatever that I had the first video to, called Gold Bones. And that was just kind of, I don't know, that song didn't really have any direct, I wouldn't say emo. I mean, it's sad as fuck. But it's more like I don't know, it's not produced like an emo trap song or whatever with any sparkly acoustic guitars or whatever. It's really pad and synth driven, but it creates a vibe, I guess. So that's what I kind of expanded upon.
Sure. So if someone were, someone followed Bvne or maybe they were just, I don't know what the word is, a casual listener, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're on one of their playlists and you popped up every once in a while, or they seen you at some local shows or out on the road, maybe with Raz, and they're like, oh, that guy's pretty dope, and they enjoyed it. What would be like, okay, well, now I'm this guy. What's the difference, if there is any, between the previous moniker and what your intentions are as Bvne?
It's so hard to say because I don't think I've ever put myself into a mold like that. I think Bvne is a more, I don't want to say emotional, but it's more, I don't know, I think it's more true to myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, more honest.
Yeah, just honest, and I think that's what I've tried to portray with most of the songs that I put out, under that name.
For sure. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a damn good place to be.
Right.
I was gonna say, I feel like the little I do know about you, and like I said, I know we've seen you a couple times.
Right.
Is you obviously like put emotion, like you're, you know what I mean, like you're very emotional. Your music is, it seems like it's the truth, and it's like if you could describe human emotions, like if you went through all your tracks, you're gonna get a little bit of everything, which right. is honest. You know what I mean? Like there's some where you're screaming, there's some where you're rapping, there's some where it's like, is this even the same guy? Like this is
right. Yeah.
This is an emo guy singing. He was just like, I had to turn it down on the last track because he was screaming at me.
Yeah. Right.
Is that something you purposely do? You're just, like you said, you didn't ever put yourself in a box like that or whatever. So it's like, is that, a conscious decision to like not stick to any sort of genre and just whatever it is you're feeling, that's what I'm making?
Yeah, I think for the most part, that's kind of what I've gone for. I don't try to put myself in a box. When I like open FL Studio to make a beat, like I don't sit down and say, okay, I'm going to make this type beat or whatever. I just go with how I feel, and write lyrics based on that, and yeah, it's nothing that I've tried to hone in. It's just being me, I guess.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's as like as simple as it sounds, and as it is, because you're just being yourself. It's not common in music, like
right.
You know what I mean, most people will be like, okay, I'm Bvne, and this is what Bvne sounds like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether it just be as simple as I'm a rapper and maybe I'm on a trap beat or a boom bap beat or whatever beat, I'm still just a rapper. But you're like, no, I'm fucking whatever the fuck I am today.
Exactly. You catch me screaming on a boom bap beat. Who knows?
Yeah, no, that's dope.
That's like when I hopped on with Team She, Razakel was like, we were trying to do a write up, and she's like, "What is your genre?" I'm like, I don't know. It's like, let's just put alternative.
Yeah, me.
I think that'll cover a spectrum.
Me on She.
Yeah, the genre is me.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's me on She.
Yeah, me on She.
Yep.
Honesty. That should be the fucking genre.
Me on She honesty.
me on
She honesty.
There you go.
Trademark.
Perfect.
Hello, Bvne, by the way. I'm
here. Back.
Sorry if you just heard a random voice out of nowhere. I just got back. Sorry.
Hello. All good. Welcome.
So I guess, yeah, back to that portion of the story, I guess. So you go out on tour, you're doing the DJ thing, you get to perform some sets with Magic Deuce. How, where, how, when, what, why did the conversation come about for Shrunken Head Entertainment? Like, and what were you doing prior to that? I know you mentioned earlier you were doing stuff with some other like independent labels and things like that. So like, what kind of led to the road to Shrunken Head? Because it's been a couple years now, correct? It
will be, with being with She, I think it'll be a year this May.
Okay. I guess you're doing stuff with them prior to that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been quote unquote associated for a while, but not, anything on paper or whatever you want to call it. Official.
Spoken word official.
Yeah. But yeah, between, that tour, I mean, after that, I was working with a rapper called Archie Smooth. We formed a rap group called No Catch. Which was more like it was kind of like a love letter to like the boom bap indie hop kind of music. We put out an EP that I did like heavy, sampling type music, probably stuff that like, I think it's just on Bandcamp because it has some samples that I know that would not clear and Spotify would take that shit down. Mm-hmm. And then we put out like a full length record that had production by me and Bad Mind and some other friends. And I mean, we did lots and lots of shows together. So there was talk of us being, oh God, what would I say here?
signed?
I don't know. We talked to like Razakel back when she was kind of handling the SKR stuff at the time. I don't know if that's a no word that I should have said.
I mean, she's talked about that on here.
Yeah.
It existed. You don't have to say his name if you don't want to. But
yeah, that's I'll keep that out of my mouth.
It's all about honesty. Remember?
Right.
Speak your truth.
Exactly. But we talked with her maybe about being on it, but I don't think she wanted to put us on because there wasn't anything more that she could offer than what we were doing at that time or something like that. So he and I, we kept doing music, and he ended up moving out of state. So we kind of, put the group on hiatus. So after that, I put together one more album as Bvne. I had a bunch of really cool features on it. Like I had Class and I had Sleep Lyrical on it, and I think somebody else that was cool. I can't remember. I felt like it was a really good effort, but it was kind of my wake up call. Like I can put these dope songs together, but if I don't put anything behind it to push it, it's just gonna sit there. And I think, I thought the record would sell itself for some reason, like a rapper, and it didn't work out. And I ended up sitting on a lot of product and had to reassess a lot of stuff with my life.
So that's what kind of put you on the track to the rebrand or whatever you want to call it. Right.
Yeah. I think I put that out in 2017 or 18. I did some, little things to promote it. There was like this, I think it was before, it was before the pandemic. So it was kind of out there, but I knew this guy that did like a Twitch stream where we'd have, people come out and perform, and he'd, be able to actually capture good audio with it and play live and, talk with the Twitch chat and everything like that. So I did stuff like that, but, it was, basically to the same people that, that would have come out to a show. So it was cool to do, and it was cool to have that, it's like a live recorded performance with good audio. You don't get that a lot, if somebody takes a cell phone video or something. But did that, and then I just kind of, sat and just reassessed things, and that's kind of what did lead to the rebrand and just, changing everything almost.
I gotcha. Just kind of reevaluating and figuring out what works, what doesn't work.
And what I really want to, what I, really want to do or accomplish.
So then so you did the I Don't Want to Be Here EP.
Right.
And then like, did Raz pick that up, or you kind of reached out to her for help, or like, how did it?
Well, yeah, Raz and I would say that we're friends. Hopefully she would say the same thing. But, we keep tabs on each other. And she'd always talked about how she loved that Gold Bone song, and she wanted to do a remix that we never ended up doing. Maybe someday in the future. I think I still have the session file for it. But yeah, I don't know if that directly led to that, but throughout, I put that out in 2019, and then like in 2020, I was trying to be ambitious and put out a single a week, and that was pre-pandemic. So then I got through about putting a single out a week through March, and then got burnt out because of being stuck at home, and failed that challenge on my own. But I didn't tell anybody that. I kept face to myself, at least. And yeah. And then I don't know, outside of that, actually becoming a member of Team She, I just remember I was talking to Raz, and she hit me up and was like, I want you to be a part of the team. I've always wanted you to be a part of the team, but just never asked, or something like that. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And we just, formed a plan of, being the sneaky, we got a new artist. Who is it? And I shot a music video real quick to do the premiere for that. And we did the announcement and dropped the video, and that's kind of history.
The rest is history. So it's just more of a you your situation kind of aligned with her situation, which had changed from both of your previous,
Right.
spaces, and it was like, oh, well, you're not with that anymore, and I'm kind of doing this now. Well, let's hang out together.
Right. Yeah.
It works out though.
And I feel with like Team She, it's not. I wouldn't say the team's at all like horrorcore centric or anything like that, like it would have been in the past. So it's kind of cool to have that variety and be able to be part of that variety, even if I'm like the black sheep of the variety.
Still a little more eclectic than just like a horrorcore group.
Exactly.
So now, literally this Friday, Shrunken Head Entertainment is releasing your brand new record.
Correct.
Paralyzed.
That is correct.
This is a full length album?
It is, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it all depends on what you just determine a full length to be. It's 10 tracks.
It's not an EP.
Yeah. I think an EP cuts off at like 7 or 8. I think like double digits. I'm like, yeah, that's an album. Yeah. At least by today's standards.
What did we debated over this because we do the Replicon Awards every year, and we always have to debate what's an EP and what did we decide? Like, it's either more than 6 and over 30 minutes.
Yeah, it has to be over 30 minutes and like 7 tracks.
7 tracks or over 30 minutes. And yeah, because you've just got like 10 1-minute songs. Like, you don't count. It doesn't count. So it's more than an EP.
Yeah. But I think we're at 10 tracks. I think we're clocking in at like 45-ish minutes, something like that. I can throw it in VLC real quick and take a look.
Dare say it is Bvne's debut full-length record. Your debut album is coming out this Friday on Shrunken Head Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
That's huge. That's awesome. Is there like pre-orders and stuff like that up, or is that dropping this Friday? Is that what's happening?
I think the pre-orders. I think they are supposed to end tonight. Let me see if she's still got them in the store. I think she's probably asleep, so she probably has not pulled them off.
So pre-orders are up right now, and it could be your last.
Yeah, it should be on razakillstore.com. I think they're supposed to be pulled tonight. So if you're interested and haven't grabbed that, please do. I've also got a little collection of like all the singles I released throughout, I don't know, post I Don't Want to Be Here up through this album that we've compiled called Catch All. Clever name, right? And that's on razakillstore.com as well. It's like, I think it's 20 tracks. Some stuff that's like exclusive to this release, so it's not on Bandcamp, it's not on Spotify or anything like that. So
dope. You think it's like 20 tracks on there?
Yeah, that one's got 20 tracks, and then the new record's got 10 brand new. So
there you go. So if you guys are just now hearing about Bvne, or if you've heard about him and you're like, geez, I didn't know where to get his stuff, you can literally go get 30 tracks right now.
Yeah,
20 tracks. So look, I'm looking at it right now. 20 tracks for $12, guys.
Right.
You're gonna get a physical copy and 20 songs for $12.
Yeah.
And tons of dope features as well.
Yeah.
Some features on there. Bunch of dope production. He didn't even produce it all. Look at that. The Homeboy Oreos on there. Donald Rice in the building. Well, I'm looking at there it is. Oh wait, maybe it's not. Hold on. Oh no. Maybe you can't maybe you can't pre-order it.
Did she take it down?
It's there, but when you click it doesn't go. It goes to a bad gateway when you click it.
Womp womp.
Catch-all's available.
Yep, I see that. So it might have been on a timer. I have no idea. Or that maybe she's listening and she did take it down. When I said that, she's like, oh shit.
Oh no.
Maybe it was through.
We wouldn't want anybody to go buy that record.
I know. Well, it should be back on the store as of Friday. And then, of course, it'll be streaming on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all the good stuff.
For sure. So that's fresh. So that's going to be available everywhere this Friday. The debut album, if you will. And you can get like the catch-all, the Pokemon record is available as well. razakillstore.com. There's Jimmy's in the building. What's up, Jimmy? Shrunken Head in the hat. so that's happening. The new record comes out this Friday, and you mentioned earlier you're working on recording music with the band Normandy as well.
Correct.
So, and I'm assuming you're probably working on more solo stuff as well, because like you mentioned, you got millions of singles that you've been dropping.
Oh yeah. So I think what I'm doing after Paralyzed drops, I'm of course working on stuff with Normandy, the band, and I think I'm gonna put out a funk record, like funk drift, something like that. We're gonna see how it works out, because it'll be I feel like most of that music is not like actually rapped on. It's just like a Memphis acapella put under like a bunch of 808 cowbells. But I've been trying to do like some clever stuff with the 808 cowbell. So we'll see what happens with
Like
it.
some George Clinton funk?
No, funk. PHONK.
Okay. I thought you said, I was like,
I got the funk.
I was hype. I was like, yes, do that, please.
I got the funk.
Why ain't there no underground? You know, I bet there is probably underground funk.
There probably
not
is.
in this underground scene. There should be.
Yeah.
There should be like wicked funk or something.
I mean, I think funk was a pretty narrow category, even in mainstream. There was like one
Yeah.
or two of them.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like good ones.
yeah.
Or,
Good luck
like
in
mainstream.
underground.
Right.
But that's dope as hell. And then so like obviously we touched on it earlier. You obviously do a lot of production, and you obviously more. It's not just your own now. You do Bvne Beats. You can follow Bvne Beats. Like tell me more about your production and like how people can get if people want to be a part of that.
Yeah. I would say a good way if you're looking for something exclusive, just hit me up. I'm more into like building something for somebody rather than I've got a beat store, the bvnebeats.com, bvnebeats.com. And there's a bunch of tracks on there. I tried doing like the leasing thing, but people don't bite. So there's a bunch of beats up there right now for just $50 exclusives. Like a wide range of production types and stuff like that. And I don't put stuff on there that's just like my throwaways. There's like a lot of good stuff on there too that I think, people are just probably sleeping on because I don't push it very hard. But there's a lot of good stuff on there. So if you're a rapper looking for beats, either hit me up or browse the store, or I'm down to work.
I mean, for $50 exclusive is a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
That's you're paying least prices for it exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially. So I mean, if you're an artist out there, or pretend you're an artist, whatever you think you're doing out there, you might as well get some dope ass beats from Bvne. And if you want to figure out how to spell it, it's spelled Bvne, but that's not how you say it. Bvne. Is that what you did? Has someone called you Bvne before?
Yes, that's happened.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I'll probably send it to you. I don't know. I feel like when I do live music, I'm like half of my set is really emotional music, and the other half is like half-ass improv comedy. So I'll be up there like, yeah, my name's Bvne. We're gonna play some sad songs.
If I can get this fucking mixer to play.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much like people like me I bring my own sampler loaded with tracks, and like I didn't do it for a show like last summer, and like some guy that's seen me before, it's like, why don't you have the little beat machine? I'm like, oh, I didn't realize people cared.
People notice, man. People notice.
I guess whatever makes you different. Like I had my own DJ for a minute, and that ended up not. Schedules didn't line up, so for a minute there I was like bringing the DJ rig and DJing myself, and that was just too much to bring around. So like I downsized to a sampler that I could have a set amount of tracks on and kind of do sets on the fly, and it's worked out.
You hear that? This man has his own soundboard on stage.
Well, we learned earlier it always works out poorly when you have to deal with other people.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
So it's got to do it yourself. What up, Diabolic? What up, Shrunken Head Entertainment? People's popping in. She says pre-orders in tonight. Much love, everyone. So maybe it does work. Maybe it just doesn't. Maybe I just blocked Rezakel's store on my computer.
I don't know, it didn't work for me either. So
oh, it didn't. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we We overran it.
Maybe too
Trying to
many
get orders
people.
in.
You guys are breaking the servers.
We crashed the site.
Razakil stores never had that many people rush to it.
It's never.
They'll have it back up.
Yeah.
Pre-orders are available to the end of tonight. They'll have it back up.
They don't sleep over there at She, by the way. They don't.
Somebody's awake.
I've seen them 3 or 4 a.m.
Someone's
snaps.
awake in that house.
Them watering cactuses and fucking making tamales and shit.
So
Yep.
it'll be back. They'll have it up. We're not going to let you guys miss out on Bvne's debut album on Trucking Entertainment. You don't want to sleep on this, and you're going to want to. It's going to be a collector's
Please.
item.
If it's playing, you can't sleep.
No,
All right.
can't sleep.
Nope.
He's got beats available. He's in a band. What else is going on in the world of Bvne that we didn't? What else are you doing? What else
I
you
have
got
no
in the hat
idea.
of yours, sir?
Oh my god. I have no idea. That's a good question. I'm working with
I'd just be doing stuff, you know.
I just
what
be
I'd be
doing
doing.
stuff, man.
You know, the other day I went to the
Yeah.
QT, got a hot dog, you know.
Was it good?
It's probably pretty good.
I know you like. I know you're a video game guy.
Yeah, I was about to segue into that. I'm glad you did as well.
There you go.
Sometimes I spend my weekends perusing thrift stores trying to find anything anymore. It's really hard to do like video game hunting. Like I feel like when I think I started buying games like kind of to collect back in like 2013 when I got like a real job and had real money for a minute.
Well, that's
And
gone.
what?
You gotta have,
I said, well, that's gone.
well, yeah, you gotta have.
Right. But it's like I feel like I could go to Goodwill, you know, and like actually find like PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 games because they used to not, you know, separate them. They would just end up with the CDs and the DVDs. So I mean, there's like some games that I found in Goodwill that were worth, you know, now with the market, it's ridiculous. Some of these games are worth hundreds of dollars, but I picked it up in Goodwill in 2014 for, you know, $2.99 or whatever.
You got to
dope.
find the hubs, man. Like the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Like we have a hub down here in St. Louis, and it's like cutthroat down there.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, that's where all the initial donations go, and then they get, you know, kind of divvied up around the areas that they get put in. But it all kind of winds up here, and I swear, man, like they will knock you out waiting to get to a bin that they're getting ready to wheel out that hasn't been unsorted.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I went to one. There was one out here, like it was in the hood, and I was like, okay, I'm not comfortable. Like, not trying to fight these people for whatever might be
I
in
get
there.
it, because you got all these people that run these flea markets and
Yeah, a lot of resellers.
Yeah, and they know when the
My
bins are
Mario.
getting brought out because it's
Oh, yeah.
unsorted, and they're the ones that are like feverishly fighting. I've seen lines that are, you know, 50 to 75 people deep, and I'm like, oh, they must be getting in a shipment, because these people are like, oh, we're gonna get all the DVDs, we're getting the Blu-rays, we're getting all the, you know, the games, we're getting all this
Right.
and that and all the good shit, and then all the stuff that's left over, you might get some good stuff, but you know, it's already been ravaged.
Yeah, the stuff that's worth anything. Like,
Yeah, and if you go to like an outlet store, there's no way. Like just a normal
dude.
Goodwill, no, you're not gonna find anything there unless you get lucky.
Yeah, it's like I'm lucky if I find like anything. I've been picking up just like I picked up some like Major League Baseball. Like I don't ever pick up sports games, but I found like a sports game last Sunday for like $2, and it goes for like $7. So I have this app that catalogs it or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll just grab that because it's something. So usually it's been like a drought as of recent, but like last week I went to a thrift store and they had like some nice Super Nintendo games that were in box, but they're like, you know, you're not finding the deals like you used to. Like these were kind of priced, you know, what the going rate's for, and it's like that sucks and it hurts, but it's like, if I want something new, do I bite the bullet and grab that or let it go to somebody else?
Yeah, these people know now. So you're more of a video game collector than like an actual video game like player. You're not taking these people to play them. You're like, that old shit's valuable. Do you have like graded? I know they like grade games, and like I have buddies that have graded Nintendo games, like, you know, in the box and shit. Is that like the type of stuff you're after?
Not necessarily. I collect because it's what I like. I mean, growing up, I played like a ton of video games. I still play. I try to play a lot of the stuff that I pick up, especially if it, you know, looks interesting. But I've got a backlog so long that I'm never going to catch up unless I just pop something in for 2 minutes. It's like, oh, that's fun. Move on to the next thing.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to complete, like, I think I've got over 1,000 titles or something like that last that I logged. So there's no way I'm going to beat everything, but I still play. Still a Nintendo fanboy. I play a lot of Switch, but like trying to get through the retro catalog is difficult.
For sure, yeah,
but
that's a ton, but
yeah,
that's dope.
Not a fan of the graded stuff, just for the fact that that's kind of what has like driven up the prices, and it's not like collectors that are doing that and getting them graded. It's like, the rich folk that are like trying to treat this as a I guess as an asset or something that's tradable. I don't know. There's like this big documentary I watched about how people are like grading things through Wata Games and like artificially inflating prices because somebody saw that inbox copy of Super Mario Brothers sold for $20,000. So everybody thinks that their copy of Mario Brothers that's all beat up and raggedy is worth that, and it's not. So
yeah, it's crazy. It blows my mind, but I get it because I do like comic books and stuff. But it's like,
I
had that shit when I was a kid. What the fuck you mean you're selling that?
Yeah.
That used to come with the Nintendo. What the fuck y'all do?
Exactly. Yeah, it's just the racket with that is nuts, and I'm hoping that it kind of dies. But like how Pokemon cards chilled out over the last probably 6 months to a year. Like back in 2020 and 2021, you couldn't even buy booster packs because there's lines of people at your
motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that's chilled out, and hopefully, like, I don't know. I mean, with retro games, it's harder because that they're printed, they're done. There's a finite amount, and there's not going to be any more, unless somebody opens a storage container and it's got boxes of sealed product that would never went to the public.
It'll happen. That will happen.
Yeah,
they're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna. That old Nintendo warehouse they forgot about.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah! Look at all these Mario 3s still in the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful yellow box. Diabolic the Monster says he needs Clay Fighter 64.
Oh, dude, I've got a copy. It's very, very ugly. I got like the fucking the sticker on the front is like, it looks like somebody had like chewed it off or something like that. But it plays good. We can play. I will play with him.
There you go. You guys
I'm still looking for a copy of the Sculptor's Cut. That was like a Blockbuster exclusive, and like it had exclusive characters on it. And it's like you can't find a copy for I don't even know I don't want to look at what the price of it would be just because it's so you can't find it.
I bet Blockbusters. You can't even find a Blockbuster, let alone a Blockbuster.
Right? Yeah. They of course they would sell off what they had, but what 1 or 2 copies a store. And that's all that were printed. It was not retail, so
that's crazy though.
Yeah,
that's dope. See, I feel like that's maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, and you've already done it. But obviously, that's a big thing here. Is I feel like that with all the production and things like that would be a lot of dope samples from those retro video games.
Oh, yeah. I'm always iffy about, I'm always super iffy about sampling. I've not, caught any kind of, cease and desist or anything like that. And I feel like it's way easier to get away with sampling video games.
Yeah.
But I've gone the route of, I've got these like sound font players, and people have like made sound fonts of the source instruments from like Super Nintendo and N64 games. So I can kind of take those sounds and create my own beat around that and have that aesthetic, but I'm not stealing, I guess.
Exactly. It's not stealing. Sampling isn't stealing anyway. You're not pirating, you're sampling. It's an homage.
Exactly.
It's an homage to your childhood and your collector spirit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Exactly.
That's dope as hell. Diabolic, he's gonna fight you in Killer Instinct.
Hell yeah. I got that too.
I like it when we have the Shrunken Head people on, because the other Shrunken Head people show up and say hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. With your lightning bolts and
my teams.
All that stuff. That's what's up, man. Hell yeah. All kinds of freshness. So I got a playlist here of your music, and we're gonna play it for the people who listen to the audio version of this show, which is the majority. If you're a YouTube listener and you're listening to this interview on YouTube and you're like, I want to hear that music, well, Replicon Radio is replayable on every streaming platform in the world. Wherever you listen to music, podcasts, or whatever, you can listen to Replicon Radio, and the version that's not on YouTube is going to have audio. So we play music. We do that on purpose because we want you to hear music. But I'm going to go over this playlist with you that we have. And
awesome.
If you have any, behind the scenes or fun tidbits about the song or this song's about, or anything you want to share, that would be fun.
All right.
So first up, I got I fucking hate it here to start the playlist on a positive note.
Yes. Yeah. So that's my I think that's I can't remember. It's only a 2-track little EP with my friend Patrick from Modern Murder. So that is a love letter to our emo roots, where Pat sent me. He basically, I think for both of those songs on that record, he sent me like a chorus and like just dry guitars. So I took all of that, built a beat around it, and put a verse or 2 or 3, I think, on the other one on those. And we made a couple really, really cool songs. I'm really excited about that project and hope a lot of people do listen to it. I know we kind of pushed it, but I was like out on the road when we released it, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to post about it myself. But yeah, that's a good little 2-minute banger to start that off. That's a good one.
Hell yeah. And then next up, with the homeboy, one of the dopest in my opinion, Ritual of Ether, we got Red Dead Condemned.
Yes. Yeah, that song. So that song came together. That was pre-She. I think I sent Ro that concept. I got the beat initially from my homie Ari. He did the same. He did the beat for I Don't Want to Try Anymore and a couple other things. The collab I did with Jaws as well. So I sent that to Ro, and he sat on it, I swear, at least like 8 or 9 months before he even touched it.
Wow.
And like I talked to him when we did Night of the Shrunken Heads last year. I'm like, dude, are you gonna do anything? He's like, man, it's not my beat, and I just don't feel connected to it. And then like the next week he opened it up and like changed the beat, added like a bunch of shit to it, and made it ridiculous, and it just ended up being a fucking banger of a track.
Hell of a banger.
And then I
thought
think
it was his beat. That's crazy. I assumed it was.
Yeah. Yes, it's my homie Ari produced it initially, and then Ro like freaked it beyond that, added some more sounds, and so it's a co-produced, But yeah, that came out really dope.
Tell ya, yeah, definitely. You guys should just do like a whole album together, like.
Yeah, I've always wanted to, but he's got like 7 group projects, and I don't want to be that one that gets overlooked. I'm like,
But yeah, man, shout out to Ro all day.
For sure.
And then we got Drifting Away.
Drifting Away, yeah, that's probably. I think it's still my top track on like Spotify.
It is.
Just as Kaiko, she's. I don't talk to her personally. That's one of the songs that like I paid her a little money to do a little singing song on my beat, but it's just a real vibey track, and like she's one of my favorite, like in the realm of like emo rap or whatever. Like her music's really good. If you like that song, like check out her whole. I guess you can't say discography because she's never put out an album, but she's put out like 800 singles. It's like her music is like in title anime music. I think that's like the best way I could describe it, and I tried to match that vibe with her.
Yeah, it's definitely a different, and
yeah,
I wanted to try to get a different, like we talked earlier, the eclecticness of all the different styles and emotions of music, and there's definitely a bunch of different stuff. Rising Cal says Ro is passed out in Elmer's room right now.
I believe it.
Throw that out there. And then I got We Fake What Is Real.
Ah, yes. Yeah, so that's I think you only picked like one so far that had my own production on it. But yeah, that one that was just like a beat that I had a free lease from, and kind of sat on that beat for a long time and just like shat out that song. So there's nothing super, I don't know. I like the song, but it's like it's like I put it out as a single and it's there. I played it live a couple times. People dig it, but I feel like it's cool, but it's not my jam. You know,
It's not your jam.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, I got 3 more on here, so hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully one of these is. Hopefully, I did you well.
I'm sure you did. No, not that that's a bad song or anything. Like, you know how artists are, and we grow attached to whatever.
I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Yes, exactly.
Lakita.
Lakitu.
It reminds me
Like
of
Super Mario.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I recognize it. It reminded me of Super Mario and that live song. The band.
What was that?
The band Live. They had a song.
Oh, yeah.
That was like Lakita's Juice or something like that. I don't know, but we have it. This one's from Bvne, and it's on our playlist.
Yeah. That song. That might be a Bvne song that had been like sat on for a long time. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I think I debuted that song around like Night of the Shrunken Heads, probably 2018 or so. Because I remember like Don Arias hit me up, like he's like, "What was this song that you said that if they hate me, I'm gonna float away?" Because that was a banger, and I'd like sent him, whatever recorded demo I had at the time. But yeah, that's just like, it's just a chill vibey track that I just kind of wanted to do some lighthearted, playful, raps to, and then talking about the video games, so it kind of touches that like nerdcore little,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Introducing the video games into the music.
Exactly. And we shot the music video for that. Before we got kicked out, there's like an abandoned arcade out here somewhere in Indianapolis in one of the malls. And the guy that does my videos, we originally did the video for Hold My Breath there, and like, because it was abandoned, but it's like, it's this cool arcade and there's so many arcade cabinets and stuff sitting around. It's like, we have to do a second video to this song. So we filmed, I think we did like a 1 take, and then we got kicked out. So the music video for that is up on my YouTube channel. I Can't Sleep Click. And it's like my video editor, Justin, or he shot the video as well. Planet 8 Productions, like he did like the best, like with a 1 take, he edited so much shit in and like footage from Super Mario 64. And just like, it's like, that's the best that probably could have happened, for a 1 take that we kind of sat on.
Hell yeah. No, that's dope. So definitely go check that one out.
Yeah.
Then we got Stoplight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those. Stoplight is an interesting song. Like the backstory of it, basically was like, it's about, for me, it was about social anxiety and essentially not wanting to go to like a get together or a party. So it was like about what inspired the chorus line at the stoplight. I can see your face. I was like, stop. We were driving to a kickback or a party or whatever, and I was in the car with my wife, and it's like, at the stoplight, I could see your face. I don't even remember how the lyrics go, but I just remember that, and that, inspired me to write that down and just talk about how I don't want to be there. So.
That's dope, though. And then to end it all up, we got Blank Face.
Blank Face. That is an interesting song of mine. That's like that was my first, at least, attempt to do like kind of like I wouldn't say trap metal, but just, I don't know, I just kind of did scream rap and just did it to some weird beat that I made that I don't know. But it's a cool track. I was able to perform it once at like some fucking VFW hall and nobody knew how to react. I'm like, that's what I wanted.
Fuck yeah. Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Pulling out the screams like after doing like a mainly rap or mainly like singy set, and it's like, okay, I've got this song that's completely different. It throws people for a loop, and that's really cool. It was like a mixed genre show, so it's like the people from like that were in the bands, whatever. I think we had 1 or 2 metal bands that played that show, and they're like, hell yeah.
Perfect.
Like, okay, so yeah, appeal to everybody.
Hell yeah, man. So we're gonna play all that just a little bit, and none of those tracks are on the new album that comes out this Friday.
Right.
But you can pick up that record. It is up now. I just checked. The store is working. Whatever happened is fixed. So you can go to Rise of Hell store right now. But it ends tonight. You have to get, if you're listening live. So all you Tuesday listeners, you missed out. But it'll be available later. It'll be up on streaming platform this Friday as well. I'm gonna read this thing. Can I read this thing? I'm gonna read it.
Oh, the little blurb that
yeah. You go to RazikHellStore.com. You can pick up the brand new album, $12.99, and while you're there, you might as well catch them all, and get 20 more tracks. I mean, combined shipping. You know what I mean? You're getting tons of music here for a low price. But yeah, this is the fun. I don't know why I said fun, but this is the blurb about the record. I'm gonna read it. It's story time. The world feels like a prison at times. In the dark, sometimes we find only the bars we forged ourselves. From pain, from alienation, from heartbreak and anxiety. Allow Bane to carry you between the lines of the matrix, showing you the color and form in these uncertain spaces. This is Paralyzed, his debut Shrunken Head Entertainment release. 10 brand new songs, showcasing Bane's thoughtful and unique lyrics and melodic accompaniment. I said that wrong. Featuring appearances from Team She's own Hard Jaws, Black Hurt, Lil Saku, and more. Listen in and let's escape this thing together.
Yeah. Shout out Creeper for that dope write-up.
It's intense, man. It's intense.
Yes.
I love it. I'm not even familiar with Black Hurt or Lil Saku, so I'm going to have to check out those artists as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I can do that on your new album that comes out this Friday. If anybody tuned in live, you guys got any questions, put them in the chat room right now, and we'll ask him if you got one. I have at least I have one more question for you, and if anybody else has it, look at that, Shrunken Head Fest 2022, September 30th through October the 2nd. There you go. You guys want to go to that? Go check it.
Please do. That'll probably be the only time you'll see me doing a solo set, because like I said, I don't know, I got like 4 friends on Facebook, but I kind of retired from doing rap shows, and that'll probably those are the only ones I'm going to show up for. So
oh no, so a rare performance from Bane. There you go. Buy your tickets.
Get them now, even though they're not available.
Start saving now.
Yes, exactly.
Save your money, get you some buckets and some tickets, and you're good to go. So yeah, we asked all of our guests the same shit because that's what we do. We're unoriginal as fuck, but we enjoy it and we like getting the answers. So essentially, man, you got 3 records, 3 albums that either inspire you as an artist, maybe as a producer, just as a man in general. Maybe it's the record you cry to when you're sad, or you punch the steering wheel. Whatever it is, 3 records you could not absolutely live without. What would they be?
Oh man, so let's see. That is so hard. I know 2 for sure that I can answer, and then the third one I'm gonna have to dig deep.
Get in there.
Number 1, and this will probably be the most relatable, but 3-6 Mafia, When the Smoke Clears, 66-61. I just love that record. Just because it's the borderline of where 3-6 Mafia was still they were still underground, but they were just kind of popping up in that mainstream era, with Sippin' on Scissor. And I just love the production on that album, and that's got a sample from Turok on the N64 on that somewhere. So,
dope.
But yeah, that record. The next one would be 88 Keys and Counting by Greaves. And that's probably a little more niche, but it's
that's dope.
It's a Rhymesayers cat. I'm actually going to see him. He's on tour with Ritz right now, which is really off the cuff for the kind of music he makes, but I'm excited. I'm going to go see him tomorrow, actually. So that'll be exciting. But I think Greaves in that era kind of shaped how I did my flows, maybe, as an artist. How I kind of structured songs and thought of concepts and things like that. So that's probably one of the most influential ones on me as a musician.
Tell you.
And then, God, what would the third one be? I would have to say, oh Jesus, that is so hard.
I love it.
I'm gonna say just to kind of tie into the Midwest emo, probably the Silence in Black and White by Hawthorne Heights.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that was probably like the most emo record that I'd listened to as a angsty teen.
Fuck yeah. Is that the?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Ohio is for Lovers.
Yeah, that's the song that has Ohio is for Lovers and Nicky FM and all that. It's got all the bangers on it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm outside of your window with my radio. I love it. That's the shit. Hell yeah, man. See, that's why I love this question, even though we hate on ourselves for it. But it's like you put those records in a mythical, magical blender, and you pour out Bane.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty much it, honestly.
Yeah, it's and it works. Like even people that are like, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna go out, but it's like it does.
Yeah,
it's so dope. That's fresh because it's so different, and that's your truth, and I love it, man. K Pasta the Mid South Monster says, "What's your craziest show story?" He also asked if you would like to be a dinosaur.
A dinosaur, always. What dinosaur? I'm not sure yet. Craziest show story. God, I feel like I've had a lot of tame experiences. Like I've had some bloody noses on stage, just like smacking myself in the face with a microphone, going too crazy. But like, God, remember I played I think it wasn't even my set. I was doing a guest spot for the homies Bulletproof and the Fool. And I came up and I did my track with them. And then like right after that, they do their famous song, Call the Cops. And like, while I'm getting off stage, the security guard comes up and he like takes the microphones out of their hands while they're performing it, where they're saying, fuck the police, fuck the police. I'm like, oh my God, this happened.
That's pretty crazy.
It's like nobody knew what to do. It's like the sound guys like, I think they just like stopped the set and like I think they ended up like firing that security guard on the spot just for being a dick.
Yeah, that's wild. He's like, you can't do it. It was like fucking NWA was up there.
Yeah.
That's wild. Valerie says you would be the dinosaur with the most beautiful head of hair.
Oh yes.
Whichever one that is. She's made several comments about your beautiful head of hair. So
I mean, I've been tempted to cut it off, man. So like I said, we did that weekend run with the band, and I'm like, okay, if like the hair thing doesn't work on stage with like the in-ear monitors and everything, like it's got to go. And like I got like the footage back and like the pictures, and the hair just looks way too cool, like headbanging and stuff. I'm like, okay, it's gonna stick around a little longer.
That'll be the next iteration of Bane is when he has to shave his head.
Right. Yeah, because I can't do like a haircut. Like if I'm doing hair, it's like an all or nothing thing. So if I cut it, I'm like cutting it down to a 1, like buzz cut.
Doggone, man. Hell yeah. That's the shit though. I love it, man. The record comes out this Friday. Paralyzed. You can order it right now. Last chance tonight. RazikHellStore.com. Or to be available on streaming. You can check a rare performance from Bane at Shrunken Head Fest. And new music from the band coming soon. Let everybody know where can they follow you, the band, like where's all the places to be in the know.
Yeah, so you can find me on every social media. It should be at Bvne Can't Sleep. And then to my knowledge,
why can't you sleep?
What was that?
I said, why can't you sleep?
So Can't Sleep derives from I got another little collective of friends called the Can't Sleep Clique, so that's kind of where that derived from. But the concept behind that was like, it was literally when I said I was doing like the last Bane album, I was like working so much on that record trying to make it perfect that I couldn't sleep because I just wanted to get that perfect. So that's kind of what that derived from. And yeah,
well, I hope you can get some rest.
Yeah, I try. It's hard.
Bvne Can't Sleep.
What was that?
I had to spell it again so everybody knew.
Oh, yeah, it's Bvne Cantsleep.
And where
And
is
then-
the band online as well?
Yeah, the band you can find on. I think our handle on everything should be Normandy Band, so that's spelled a little funky as well for SEO purposes. So that's NORMUNDY Band. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and all streaming services.
It's like Normal Undie.
Yeah,
Normal
Norm
Undies.
Undie.
Norm Undie.
yep, that's your mnemonic.
Yeah. So go follow them. Follow Bane Can't Sleep, and also Bane Beats, right?
Yeah, Bvne Beats. I got an Instagram account, and there's probably a Twitter that's dead, but BaneBeats.com is where you'll find all the instrumentals available. And if you're interested in custom work, hit me up.
Just so you know, Raz will riot and Valerie will rage if you cut your hair.
I am aware.
They're letting everybody know. So, yep, Normal Undies. That's right. They got it. They're figuring it out. Hell yeah. So make sure you guys go follow him. The new record comes out this Friday. Debut. Shrunken Head Entertainment. You can pick it up at razakellstore.com through the evening. So go pick it up while you can and check it out on streaming this Friday. You got any last words, any shout outs, anything we didn't get to that we should have before we let you go?
Nothing I can think of. I gotta say shout out to my homie Magic Deuce. He dropped the Featherstone album last freaking St. Patrick's Day because Magic Deuce, and I'm on like half of that record, so definitely check that out too. But outside of that, I think we covered all the good stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Well, there you go. It was a pleasure getting to know you. Officially want to welcome you to the Replicon Radio family.
Welcome.
We always here, man. Hit us up. You got some shit popping off or whatever, let us know, and we'll do our best to get the word out.
For sure. Much appreciated. Thank you guys for having me.
Hell yeah, man. Can't wait for the record. Paralyzed this Friday. Don't sleep, because he already can't, so we need everybody else to get some rest. It comes out, razakellstore.com. Pick it up tonight is the last chance to get the pre-order, so get in where you can. If you guys are tuned in on YouTube Live, the stream is going to end. We'll be back after the break. We're going to play some Bane music. I keep literally my brain is still wanting to say Bvne because I'm that much of an idiot. I've
How
said it
hard
so,
is it to say Bane?
It's really easy, but I like for some reason when I see the name, I keep wanting to, like, my brain is like, nah, fam, it's a V.
Stop it.
I'm trying.
It's an upside down A.
I'm teaching myself, man. I'm teaching myself.
It's an inverted A.
But we're gonna play some of Bane's music. We went over the playlist. You already know that. So head on over there, listen to it. You can listen live at repliconradio.com. If you're listening to the audio or replay, none of this matters. And YouTube listeners, we will be back after